and welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Louise. I'm Louise, your Independent Pampered Chef Consultant. On today's episode, I want to share with you a recipe made in one of my favorite products, the Quick Cooker. This recipe is called buttered chicken. Now don't be afraid, there's not a lot of butter in it, but what it does have is a lot of flavor. If you're looking for a new chicken recipe, give this one a try. First thing we want to do is marinate our chicken. So I have a carton, which is a little over a half a cup of plain yogurt. Now I'm using Greek yogurt, but you can just use regular yogurt, whole milk yogurt. And to that we're going to want to add all of our seasonings. So we need 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of coriander, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon of turmeric. The recipe calls for a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper. We like a little heat in our house, so I'm adding a full teaspoon. And that's it for the seasonings. I'm gonna mix all of this around to get it all incorporated, and then I'm just gonna add my chicken. Now, I have 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breasts that I've already got cut up into about 1-inch cubes. I'm just gonna dump that in there. And I am going to marinate this. If you have time to marinate, great. If not, you don't have to. But I do have the time, so I'm gonna marinate this for about 30 minutes. You can also get this ready the night before and have it ready marinating in your refrigerator. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the refrigerator so it can marinate for 30 minutes.
1 eternity later.
So the chicken is finished marinating and now it is time to start cooking. I'm gonna go ahead and get the quick cooker on the sear setting and press start. I'm gonna start melting 4 tablespoons of butter. Don't worry trying to get the recipe. I'll put it in the description below. So we'll get the butter melting. And I need a half of a red onion chopped finely. So of course I'm going to use the manual food processor. So let me get a half of a red onion. And let me just take the skin off. This is kind of an ugly one, isn't it? Go. Woo, it's a strong onion. Thank goodness I have this manual food processor. I'm gonna throw it all in there and I'm gonna go ahead and get it finely chopped up. All right, there we go. I'm gonna get it a little bit smaller. I want little tiny pieces. All right, perfect. All right, these onions are super strong. Now to the butter, I'm gonna go ahead and get the onions in and cooking. Can you hear it's already sizzling? Does not take long for the quick cooker to get nice and hot. Now, when cooking with our pressure cooker, I always suggest starting on the sear setting, just like you would preheat an oven kind of thing. So I always start, no matter what I'm cooking, on the sear setting. All right, we'll let those cook for a little bit until they get a little tender and translucent.
A few moments later.
All right, now to the onions, I need to add 6 cloves of garlic. So I already have 5 in my little prep bowl ready to go, and I'm just gonna add the last one. Gonna use our garlic press, of course. So we'll just pop that in and get that one pressed in there as well. I love how easy the garlic press is. You don't even have to peel your garlic before using it, and your skin will just end up in the bottom here, and you just pop it out with this little tool. So handy. I love this product. Let's make sure I get all of that garlic. There we go. All right. To this we need some ginger. Now, you can definitely use fresh ginger like the recipe calls for, and you're just going to want to grate it up with your microplane. But I found these really cool things in our grocery store, and they are crushed ginger. Each one of these little pellets, if you will, it goes into your freezer. You just pop one out, and each one is 1 teaspoon of ginger. See? It's a cheat. Shh. So I'm going to throw 2 in. There we go. Okay. And let me get a bigger one of those. All right. Now to this, woo, ginger, onions, garlic. What could be better? It smells amazing in here. To this, I'm going to add that marinated chicken. Right on in there. There you go. I'll make sure I get everything out, all of that seasonings and the yogurt. There you go. All right. Now to this I need to add 1 teaspoon of sugar. This is my little ½ teaspoon measurement, so I need 2 of these. And 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm actually just going to add a half. All right. And 1 28-ounce can of tomato puree, or I'm using tomato sauce. That added. I'm going to stir to combine and incorporate. See, it wasn't a lot of butter, was it? It was just 4 tablespoons. When you hear a recipe called buttered chicken, it sounds like it's going to be a lot more butter than 4 tablespoons. And this is a serving for 6. At least that's what the recipe says. Okay, so now that I've got that all stirred up, I'm going to cancel the sear setting. I'm going to put my lid on. Now, you guys know my drill. I always check that my silicone ring is in place correctly. There you go. I also like to check that the cloud icon is in the correct location and that the button is all the way up. I'm going to just attach. And I'm going to put it on the chicken setting for 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. This is my kind of recipe. So let's just go to the chicken and poultry setting. Then you hit time, you go down to 5 minutes, and you hit the start button. Now, remember, with the pressure cooker, the time doesn't start right away. It has to come up to pressure first. Once it's come up to pressure, then the 5 minutes will start. But since we had it on the sear setting, it won't take long at all for it to come up to pressure. So I'll check back in about 5 minutes. Okay, I am back, you guys. It has been 4 minutes. We have a little less than 1 minute to go. I have the final ingredient ready, and that is 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream. And I'm just waiting to manually release the steam. So as soon as I hear the beep so that it's finished cooking, I then need to manually release all of the pressure by clicking the button on the top. So I am going to be serving this alongside, there you go. So I'm gonna go ahead and press cancel and then release the pressure. So I'm going to be serving this with some basmati rice and some naan bread. You can serve it with pita bread if you would like. I think the naan rice is going to be the basmati rice is going to be delicious with it. All right, so as you can see, I released the pressure. The red button has gone down, so now I can easily open the lid. Okay, woo, look at all that steam. We don't want a steam facial. Smells really good. And I'm just going to stir in the cream. And I will show you the finished product. The rice is not done cooking yet. See, the chicken takes less time than the rice. Crazy, right? But I will show you the final product. There you go. I hope that you'll give this a try in your home. Sometimes you need to be a little adventurous with these different types of spices. It smells absolutely delicious, and I'm going to show you by putting a little bit in my bowl, even though the rice is not ready yet. Obviously, I'm not eating this. It would probably burn my mouth off if I wanted to eat it. But look, you guys, buttered chicken. An easy, very easy weeknight meal. Thanks you guys so much for joining me during this episode. You know the drill. Be sure to give me some thumbs up, subscribe, and ring the bell so you will be notified of all of my upcoming videos. For the full recipe, be sure to check the description. I'll put everything there. Bye! Happy cooking!